I've always been impressed by the spectacle of filmmaking. So my guilty pleasure movies is usually action films. I love action films, and it's weird to say it because of what people have seen in my work, but I would love to do an action film. So when I want to like watch a movie that I think is like a quote unquote like dumb movie, I'll put on like a big action flick. But not these new ones they're making. I go back to like the '80s and the '90s, like John McTiernan stuff, like The Hunt for Red October, Die Hard with a Vengeance, The Matrix. That's the kind of stuff I watch if I'm in the mood for a guilty pleasure. I don't want to be challenged, but I want to be entertained. Yeah, man, all the time. But I don't think I was thinking about this because I watched Terrence's interview with you. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of indie rock anymore. Definitely not as much as I was back in the day. When we shot that scene in Medicine, it's actually soul music from the '60s that's playing. So it's like James Brown, Otis Redding, Aretha Franklin. But we couldn't afford to get the rights to that music. It's still nothing but white people in the club, and we didn't pay for extras. Those are the people who were actually there at the club, but they're all dancing to all these black artists. But we could only afford to get the indie rock music to put in there. But I wouldn't say that's the stuff that I actually listen to nowadays. I'm from the South, and I actually listen to a lot of like Southern hip hop right now, and most of it is what they call chopped and screwed. So I'm like a chopped and screwed head. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't really navigate it. There's another guy named Terrell McCraney who's a playwright who's quite famous right now, who's also from Liberty City. We grew up like 5 blocks from each other at the same time, and he was an artist very early on, and I was not. I was a jock. I was just a kid who just hung around the neighborhood, kind of, sort of, and. And I don't know. Miami doesn't really factor, or hasn't factored into my work up until this point. There's a script I'm working on right now that's set there that I'm writing with Terrell that is about Miami. But it was a strange place to grow up, man. It was really homogenous. Everybody was poor. Everybody was just trying to get by, and there was a community there, but also there were some things going on that a child shouldn't have to see, and so. It's interesting because when people watch the work that I've done, like Medicine or some of these short films, they don't trace the line back to me growing up in a Section 8 house in Liberty City. But that's where I'm from, and that's my life. Full disclosure, I come to Toronto at least once a year because when the film played at the Toronto Film Festival back in '08, and I had such a good time, and I really loved how diverse the city was. Just the faces you see on the street. And so I come back at least once a year just to like hang out and kick it. And you're right. Every time I go back, I venture a little bit further out from that little like downtown city core. And yeah, that's what brought to Toronto. That they aren't quite Liberty City-ish, but yeah, it's not the TIFF Lightbox at the same time. I have not been waiting. I've been working, man, and it's just one thing here or there that didn't break right, or a couple things here and there that didn't break right. That shut down some things I was working on before. But I'm actually over in Europe right now, just focusing on writing what I think will be the next piece. And I started a company doing short films and commercials in the interim, so it's weird because I've been exercising these muscles, but these muscles have now produced a feature film. And yeah, hey, same as you, man. I'm ready for the next one. And but I think I'm pretty close on what's going to be the next feature.